friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Neva and this is my cozy little corner of the internet, and today is our final WIP and chat of 2025, which I think is absolutely insane. Okay, I think it's absolutely crazy, but we are going to be working on Christmas candy shop. I would like to get this done in the next day, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I am filming this on Tuesday, December 30th. Tomorrow will be the day that you see this. I always film my WIP and chats either on Monday or Tuesday, and then you see it on Wednesday. And so tomorrow is officially the last day of the year, and that is when you will be seeing this WIP and chat. So happy New Year's Eve. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday all around. I have kind of lost track of the days at this point, and I hope that you have a beautiful start to your new year. You will see me back here again, WIP and chat wise, on January 7th. So I just wanted you to know that I am kind of redoing or kind of rethinking how I want to do the coffee and book chats. I'm just not pumping out as many books as I would like to for that, in order to make it like kind of a more fun video. So I'm kind of trying to think of how I want to do that, but theoretically you should see one on the 5th. If I decide to change it and do something else instead, I will let y'all know in the community tab. So let's go over some of the stuff that we're using. Like I said, I'm working on Christmas Candy Shop. I'm working on the back of this Nutcracker's head. That is where we are in this kit. I only have a few more sections, so I did put up a poll asking if y'all wanted to do some of these like mini kits that look like this, or if you wanted me to do a full-size kit. And this is the last full-size kit I have to really work on. I do have a Santa Claus kit, but I did not find him until like last week. I finally found the canvas, and unfortunately I just don't have time to work on him this year. So he is laid out on my table where I lay out all my dime paintings that have been opened, but I'm not probably going to work on him until next year. I'm just going to keep the drills, and we will kit him up for Christmas time next year, or I might kit him up at some point if I have some extra storage for Christmas in July. We might do that. So, but this is the final painting I have to work on for 2025, and then I will be doing an order in a week or so from Diamond Art Club for the pink and black event. I have 2 kits that I'm ordering from there. One is for the pink and black event, and one is just a kit that I wanted. I was going to be ordering from Dreamer Designs, but I do not have the time for the pink and black event. So I will be, and then my next order will be from Dreamer Designs, and it is 4 kits from like their overseas collection. So I'm going to be still ordering those 4 kits, just not right now. So I will be ordering those later in the year when I do my next diamond painting order, probably sometime in February or early March. And I will order those then, and then we can look at those. I've already done the Dreamer Designs kit. So anyway, let's look at some of the accessories. I'm using the same pen that I always use, my custom Harley Quinn pen, which I'm hoping to get some more pens this year. And then for my trays, I am switching my trays up. So I did an unboxing last week. By the time you see this, it will be last week, of these really cute mini trays. So I have the traditional brown and I have the translucent pink. At the time that this is going up, you can still get these trays. She has not taken them off of the shop yet. Obviously they won't be here in time for like Christmas or anything, but you can still get them if you want them. They do stack. They are magnetic. So I'm using the brown tray for trash drills for this kit. I do like this size for the trash drills, but I think I will order an itty bitty, which is slightly smaller than this one. She does also make a trash minder size, but I almost think that the trash minder size may be too small. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I will like the actual trash minder size. But then I have this translucent pink one, which I am using for most of my colors that are very low in very low in color. There are a lot of colors in this kit as I work through it that I have less and less drills, and so this size works really well for that. And then I have this tray, which is in the candy, I think it's candy cane color, and the emerald green. This one was given to me as a free gift when I ordered the mini trays, so thank you to Christina and Jeremy again for that. But you can order this. This is in the narrow size, and it is really pretty on the inside. It is green with green lines. It's that same green that matches the emerald. I will say this. I have a tray. I'll show it to you. This was the first tray I ever ordered from Bijou Bliss, and I ordered it all in one color. And I do not suggest this. I'm not saying that other people can't use it this way. This was in the rose silk color, I believe, and I love this color, and I actually will reorder this color because I like it, but I would get the inside a different color. So you can do that. You can do it this way where it's all one color, which maybe for a darker tray, but this tray makes it a little hard for me to see, especially since having an experiment of using trays that have different colored lines or different colored bottoms. You can do it this where it's all the same color on the bottom, which I do like that. Or you can do it where the tray is all one color, but the lines are a different color. Or you can do it like this one, where the tray is a color, the bottom is a color, and then the lines are another color, which in this one, the lines match the actual tray. So just know that you have a lot of customization options with Bijou Bliss trays, but I'm using this narrow tray, which I do like the size of this. I will order more of this size for any colors that have a lot, like that have more. Now this one was a free gift. I'm not complaining. I feel so blessed to have received it. But the difference between this tray and this tray is the sides. So these mini trays have the tall sides, and this narrow tray does not. It has the original sides. So I do put the lid on this tray if I'm pouring back, but I'm a heavy pourer. So let me zoom y'all in, and we will get started. There we go. Maybe, I'm so sorry for this glare of this ring light, but I have to have the light. So I'm really sorry if that is distracting. Maybe I don't think that's helpful at all, but I'm going to try. Okay, so we're going to be working on this section here. So let me just lift this up. I might be able to just grab the plastic with my fingers, actually, because I did lay a couple drills to kind of help me. Okay, so, all right. Let's see here. Let me grab a color, and then we will get started. Okay. So hello friends, how are you? Welcome. This is a WIP and chat, which I did not explain to anyone what that is. WIP, W-I-P, stands for work in progress. This is mine. Okay, this is Christmas Candy Shop, like I said. And chat simply stands for chat. We're going to just chat for a little while, an hour or so, and we're going to chat, catch up, do the things. Oh, I should have poured this into the bigger tray. That's okay. Okay, so I'll just show you really quick how much this mini tray holds. Like, this mini tray holds quite a bit. I don't like it being that overcrowded, but I could still multi-place in this, and with the tall sides, does it come off? I am going to go ahead and pour these in here, though, just because it gives a bit more room. And I knew I should have done that because it's a bigger container, but that's okay. Okay. We'll set her over there now. Okay. So hopefully you can't see my microphone. Like I said, I'm a heavy pourer, and this does not have the high sides, but I do like this shape and size of this one, so I will order more of them. Anyhow, how are you? I hope that you had a wonderful holiday. I hope that you're doing well. And you know what? If the holidays are hard for you, they're also hard for me. Just know that you're not alone. And it's okay to have hard days. Just know that. So let's talk. I guess we can do a little holiday recap first. I did talk a little bit in last week's WIP and chat about like what our holiday plans were and things like that. But they did change very slightly. I think in the last WIP chat, I was still saying that our family Christmas, my family Christmas, was on the Saturday after Christmas, and that was untrue. So let's just do a little holiday recap as far as like my personal life goes. I am going to open a soda here in a second, so I'm really sorry if no one likes the ASMR, but let's go. Okay, let's talk about it. So my family, I have a pretty large family, even with the amount of people that have passed away in the last few years. By few, I mean the last 10. We still have a pretty large family, so there's not really anywhere as far as like someone's actual living space that is quite big enough to accommodate all of us. So just my family alone, we have 5 or 6 siblings, and then my dad. My mom my mom passed away in 2020, but then we have like my uncle and my 2 cousins, if they both come. We have like my grandma, we have aunts and uncles and other cousins. So we do our family Christmas in a community center in what I would consider one of my hometowns. I went to, like, we lived in that town for almost 4 years. I went to school in that town. Like, most of my high school was in that school district. It was technically a town over because our high school was not in the town that I actually lived in. We only had the elementary school and the middle school in my actual town because that town is so small you could throw a shoe across it. But yeah, we had that. And I really like going back to that town. I personally have a lot of nostalgia for that town, but my uncle still lives in that town, my uncle and my aunt. So we go there and we meet in the community center and we have our food and drink and laughter and open gifts. But we usually do Christmas and Thanksgiving both there. Well, our Thanksgiving was supposed to be the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and we got a snowstorm, so it ended up being canceled. So instead, we had our Christmas there, but we all thought that Christmas was the week after. It would be the Saturday after, because most of the time we do not actually celebrate, in my family, we do not actually celebrate the holiday on the holiday. Some of us may have to work the day before. Most of us haven't had to work the day of, like, we haven't had to work like on Christmas, but I have a lot of family that work on Christmas Eve. Well, then I got a text message a couple days before saying that our Christmas was going to be on Christmas Day. And I was confused, okay? And I will just call my grandma when I'm confused about things, because my family loves a group chat, okay? And so I'm getting this group chat a few days before Christmas telling us that Christmas is actually on Christmas. Like, our family Christmas is going to be on Christmas. And I was like, okay, but I didn't plan for that because I don't work on Christmas. So obviously I do YouTube full time, and I'm looking into some other options for some income. For anyone who doesn't know, or maybe this is the first open chat you've ever been on, I've talked about this in the past. Ooh, sorry, the camera. But I suffer from chronic pain, and it makes it incredibly difficult for me to hold a job, like a big girl job, right? An out of the house job, especially because I live in a really small town, so I don't have a lot of option. I would have to try to get in somewhere that is like clerking, or I'd have to try to get in somewhere that does like data entry from home. And I have been looking at things like that because I could still do YouTube and do that. I just need to look into exactly what that would like entail for me. But I have to rest a lot. And so in 2024, I ended up having to quit Taco Bell. And I mean, it's a fast food job, right? But I really enjoyed my job. I was a manager there, and I enjoyed it when I worked there originally when I started in 2022 in Indiana. And I worked there from 2022 to 2024 in Indiana, and then we moved home, and I got a job at the one here in my town, at the Taco Bell here in my town, and I worked there throughout most of 2024. So I ended up quitting, or having to quit, in August of 2024. I apologize. My microphone died. So I apologize if the quality of sound changed. I have it plugged in. I thought that it charged overnight, but I guess it did not. So anyway, I ended up having to quit in August of 2024. I was planning on taking a bit of a hiatus from Taco Bell anyway. I needed to take like a month off in order to get Ari transitioned for her new school. So in 2024, we moved, and she only ended up being enrolled at the elementary school that she goes to now for about a month. Well, it was like a month and a half. They did not have enough snow days that they ended up being, so they ended up being released in May, like towards the end of May. So she only went to that school from the beginning of March to like the middle of May. And because of that, she didn't really fully transition to that school. It didn't feel real to her. She knew people in her class because my best friend's daughter was in her class that year, and they were really excited to be in the same class. And then last year they were not in the same class, and then this year they're back in the same class again. So it was like a whole thing. But because she only had, you know, that like month to month and a half where she was going to that school, she was having a lot of nerves around having to do a full year in this new school. So I had set money aside to have a savings account, or to have savings that I could live off of for about a month. And I was going to take all of August off and then go back in September. But I ended up getting really sick with a, what is it called? I ended up getting really sick with a kidney infection. I had a severe kidney infection right after I had talked to my boss and had said, hey, I'm going to have to take off a month. This is what's going on. Whatever. Well, then I ended up getting that kidney infection. I ended up going to my chronic pain doctor, and she was like, this kidney infection has really exacerbated your autoimmune issues. It's really exacerbated your chronic pain. She was like, you are not going to be able to go back to doing the job that you were doing. And I was like, okay, but I have like a kid to take care of, like I have all this. So she was like, okay, well, you're going to have to figure out something else. She was like, because your body is not going to continue to function doing the job that you're doing. Because she wanted like a job description of like what I would do on a regular basis at my job. And she's like, I'm going to put you on a weight restriction if you go back. And the weight restriction really was not within like the means of me being able to continue doing this job. Like I had talked to someone else that worked at Taco Bell with me who was also a manager. He is about the same age as I am. Very nice guy. And I had said like and he's actually still there. I see him sometimes when I go in to Taco Bell. But I said, how likely is it that they'll find a reason to fire me, or to let me go, rather? I never did anything that was, like, fireable, right? But I said, how likely is it that they're going to try to find a way to let me go if I bring this paper in, like, with all these restrictions? And he was like, I can guarantee that they're going to try to find a way to get rid of you. So it was better for me to just quit. And I told her, like, I'm not gonna be able to come back. This is what's happening. Like, the weight restrictions that I'm on are really just not, like, conducive to trying to work this job. And so I ended up quitting there. And then I started just really putting my all into YouTube because I didn't have anything else to do. Okay, I had a conversation with my dad and my brothers and my partner and stuff, and we had kind of all decided, like, okay, well, you can't continue working this job. The doctor is even saying, like, I can't continue working this job. So I was like, well, I'll just find a different job. Well, then the chronic pain got really bad after the kidney infection. The kidney infection not healed itself by taking antibiotics, but the kidney infection went away with the help of the antibiotics and doing what the doctor had told me to do. But as far as everything else, I was in constant pain, which I already am in constant pain because that's chronic pain. But this was like pain that I couldn't work through. Most days I can work through pain. My left hip pain started getting really, really bad. Like, it was just honestly, a complete shit show. So I've been doing YouTube. That was a really roundabout way of saying I've been doing YouTube now full time for a year, just over a year. And I have really had time to reflect on, like, where I want YouTube to go, what I need YouTube to do for me, all of that. And I keep saying that I'm going to try to find a big girl job. I have been looking. It's just that a lot of the places here in my town are fast food, or they are places like grocery stores where I would have to stand all day. And I don't know that is really conducive. So my dad had another idea that I'm going to look into. I'm not going to share it online. It's a little more private, but he had an idea of what I could do instead. And so I'm going to look into that because there's probably a waiting list for this option. And it also requires me to go in and have, like, pretty regular check-ins with the doctor, which I already have pretty regular check-ins with my doctor because my chronic pain is chronic paining all the time. And so I'm always in pretty constant touch with my doctor. But at the beginning of the year, I will, like, at the new year, so in a few days' time, I will call and make an appointment and get that set up so that I can talk to her about, like, what my options are. But yeah, I had that physical therapy for my shoulder, and they basically discharged me saying that there was really nothing else that they could do for me. I was basically at baseline. Like, my shoulder wasn't getting worse, but it really wasn't getting any better either. And I don't have as much pain in my shoulder. The physical therapy did help, but there is still a lot of weakness. Like, I can tell that my shoulder is not where it was before whatever I did to it happened, because we still aren't super sure exactly how I injured it. They could only tell me that it was some kind of tendinitis, and they don't actually know what caused the tendinitis. And so because of that, I've kind of just had to coast with my shoulder being where it's at, which is okay. It just makes it so that it's really frustrating for me because I kind of just feel like my body is falling apart. But yeah, all that to say, I take Christmas off because that's what we were talking about was Christmas. I went on, like, a rampage or a tirade there, but I take Christmas off, and I make sure that when I take Christmas off that I have other things. Usually we do, like, our Christmas gifts, Ari's Christmas gifts here at the house. We do those on Christmas. So it made it so that being told that actually our family Christmas was on Christmas Day, we ended up being a bit more rushed on Christmas than I like to be. I like to take Christmas very slow. But we need to do Ari's Christmas gifts before we left like her Christmas gifts from here at the house. We needed to do those. We needed to, there were a couple of gifts that needed to still be wrapped to be taken to the family Christmas. Like, it was like a whole thing. So I was like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So we ended up doing that on Christmas Day, and it went really well. My family is pretty low-key. Like, we had like a movie playing, and Ari and my nephew, they run around together. They're little, you know, they're cousins. My nephew is 5 years younger than Ari, but it doesn't really seem to matter. Like, she plays with him just fine, even with the age gap. So that's always good. And they don't see each other. I mean, we see each other a few times a year. We do live in the same state. So my sister lives in the same state, but she is about an hour and a half away from us, and neither one of us has a super reliable car. So like, neither one of us has a car that will necessarily get us to the other person's house. So either I borrow my dad's car and that's when we see her, or when she comes down here with my grandma, I see her then. But we talk pretty regularly. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any of the symbol. We talk pretty regularly on the phone. And so the kids talk to each other that way. So that's always fun. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. And then, of course, all the rest of the siblings were there. The only person that wasn't there was my dad. He was not feeling well. He has a lot of health stuff, but he wasn't feeling well on Christmas, so he decided he didn't want to go. So Ari and I went with my two brothers from the house, and then my partner went with us. And then my other brother met us there. So like, all the siblings were there, and then one of my cousins was there as well with my uncle. She drove down from Minnesota with my uncle, and yeah, so it was a really fun time. I'm trying to think what we even did. The kids got a lot of cool stuff for Christmas, so I guess we can go over like what we got. So my brother bought me, I don't have the ornaments in front of me, but I can show you the cup. He bought me this cup. Here, let me actually zoom out really quick. Okay, so he bought me this cup, and it says Merry Christmas Fright on it, and it has like a, like, I'll try to insert a picture. I'll forget, but Merry Christmas Fright, and it has like a straw topper of 0. I absolutely love this cup. I may try to get a different straw, like a metal straw, or well, probably not a silicone straw, just because then I can't use my straw topper. But I probably will try to get a metal straw. I'm not a huge plastic straw person, but that's the straw that it came with. And then he got me some ornaments that are Jack and Sally ornaments. I'll try to remember to insert pictures of things if I can. This is kind of me reminding myself to do that, but I'll take some pictures of stuff and insert them. So I got the cup, and then these like Jack and Sally ornaments, which I love, and I'm really excited to finally have, like, to almost have enough ornaments to decorate my own tree. I love ornaments, and I am going to probably buy some more throughout the year. I think Michael's does a lot of, I think Michael's has a section in their store that has ornaments all year. I know Hobby Lobby does, but I'm not a huge fan of Hobby Lobby. I'm just not a fan. I don't usually support Hobby Lobby, but we do have one a town over, so I might pop in there and see what kind of ornaments they have, because I know that they have a full ornament section, and they have like ornaments for all year. Otherwise, I think I'm going to just look online at small businesses and like on Etsy and see what kind of ornaments I can find. And then he also bought me candles that are 35. So I'm going to explain this. I don't know that it will be funny to anyone but the sibling group. So before my 34th birthday, we were all hanging out as siblings, and my brother said something. I don't remember exactly what was going on, but he said something, and I replied with, "How old do you think I am?" Because so I am the oldest sibling. My youngest sibling and I, on my mom's side, so of my mother's children, is 17 years my junior. So 17 years younger than me, right? So this brother is 9 years younger than me, ish, 8 years. He's like 8 years-ish younger than me, and then the brother right under him is about 9.5 years younger. Okay, so I replied to whatever it was that was said with, "How old do you think I am?" And he said, "Aren't you like 35? And I said, "No, I'm 33. Because at the time, I was 33. I'm 34 now. And so it's been like this running joke that he doesn't know how old I am, and that he literally tried to add 2 years onto my age for absolutely no reason. So he was like, "It's going to be funny when you open this because, he's like, it'll just be like a little ha-ha moment." So I open my gift, and I have this cool cup, right? And then I have these Jack and Sally ornaments. I love The Nightmare Before Christmas, if anyone didn't know that. It's one of my favorite multi-holiday movies. I will watch it, first of all year. But I will also watch it, specifically make sure that I watch it on Halloween and Christmas. So that was like a whole thing. And then I opened it up, and at the bottom there's a 3 candle and a 5 candle. And I was like, cute, 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 cute. So that's what I will be using next year for my birthday cake, is I will be using my 35 candles. But yeah, he's absolutely ridiculous. But that's what I got from one brother. Yeah, and then, so my sister that's directly underneath me, I'm not going to say their names on here. I guess I can use their initials. Yeah, I'll use their initials. So, brother A, my brother, got me that stuff. And then my sister P, she is directly in age, she's directly underneath me. We are 5 years apart. And she gets us Christmas stuff at tax time. That's just what works the best for her. She is a single mom, and so that's what works the best for her as far as trying to like buy everybody gifts and stuff. So I didn't get anything from her. I also did not give anything to her. My siblings will all be getting gift cards through On Me. I've already talked to them, but I will be doing that between now and tax time because that's what works for my personal budget. And I didn't really have the idea to do the On Me gift cards until like literally 2 days before Christmas. And then I was like, "Hey y'all, this is when they're coming." And so next year I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm just going to send them out. You can schedule them to be sent on Christmas. And so that's what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to schedule them to be sent out on Christmas Day. So anyhow, as I was saying, so Sister P, I didn't get anything. I haven't gotten anything from her yet, which is totally fine. Sister AM, she is 22, and so she's 13 years younger than me. She got me some books. So she got me 2 used books, I think out of her own collection. I don't think they're like, I'm not sure that, I don't think she thrifted them. She just said that 2 were used and 2 were new. And then she gave me the receipt for the new ones. Like I was going to return books. I don't know why she thought that I would do that. But then she got Ari 2 books as well. And then I think they're doing something else, like some kind of an experience or something. So that was that. And then I didn't get anything from the other 2 brothers just because they don't buy things, to be real. My grandma did not do pajamas this year, which was very upsetting, but I did get 2 big packs of socks. I think all of us did except for my one cousin because she doesn't wear the warm socks anyway, and so my grandma gave her something else. Like, she gave her a pack of socks, but then she gave her something else in her bag. I'm not sure what. My uncle and my aunt don't do gifts for adults once you have children, because my family does a white elephant thing, and have I ever participated in that? Absolutely not. But they gave Ari a light bright and a stuffed rabbit, which she loved, and her stuffed rabbit is here. Yeah, she didn't take it with her to my sister's house for her sleepover, but she has been carrying it around everywhere else. And then, let me think, what other gifts? Okay, and then my brother, we'll go back to him. He got, for Ari, he got her some woobles, which are like little crochet kits. They're a little bit too hard for her. She has been trying to do them, and she looked at me at one point and was like, Mom, I think you should just do this, so that I can have the stuffed animals, because they do make little stuffed animals. So she got a penguin. I think it's like Pierre the penguin and Felix the fox. I had looked at these because I was going to try them in 2026 as like a new craft that I wanted to start. Okay, and then for the other gifts that Ari received, from my brother, who gave me the cup and the ornaments, Ari got some woobles, which, if you don't know what woobles are, they're these little, like, I'll try to insert a picture, but they are these little crochet projects. They're supposed to be like beginner friendly crochet projects, and I had looked into doing them in 2026 for a new cozy hobby. I do not monetize every hobby that I have. I've actually really been thinking about which hobbies I want to monetize for the channel and which I don't. So I monetize, obviously, reading and diamond painting. Those would be like the hobbies that I think of when I think of like my monetized hobbies. But we're going to talk about this in a minute. But I've also discovered that I love to build Lego, and obviously I cozy game, which I do talk about cozy gaming on the channel, but I don't do a lot of cozy gaming, mostly because I don't have the setup to do it, but also because I do like having some hobbies that I don't feel like I have to be filming or whatever. I can just do them for my own thing. Hello? Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Alright, bye. Okay, sorry about that. My sister called to let me know that Ari left her booster seat in her car, but she put it inside the house. So, anyhow, as I was saying, so the woobles, they are beginner friendly, but Ari had a little bit of trouble. She has been trying to do them, but I think she's decided that she wants me to do them, and then I'll just give her the stuffed animals once they are completed, which is totally fine. But I had told him, like, oh, get her some crafty stuff or whatever, and so he did his best. Next year what I'll do is I'll just tell him, like, specific craft stuff. Like, I'll probably just tell him, like, get her some diamond paintings or something like that, and then I'll send him some, like, actual, like, links or some ideas of where he can get the stuff, because the town he lives in may actually have diamond paintings at their Walmart. So my Walmart does have them, but I have to go a town over in order to get Diamond Art Club diamond paintings. So let me think, what else? She got puzzles from my aunt and my cousin. They each got her a puzzle, which she was really excited for. And then my grandma got her a big, like, sticker pad, and it's Disney princess themed, but it's got reusable, repositionable stickers. So she can, they're just like a bunch of scenes in this book, and you stick the stickers to the scenes, and then you can move the stickers around. And then there's some blank scenes in the back where she can draw her own scenes. So that's super fun. And then she got a towel, a hooded Moana towel as well for my grandma. And then as far, we do Christmas Eve boxes on Christmas Eve. So that has pajamas in it. So we got matching pajamas, me and my partner. We got matching pajamas. We did not get a picture of us in these matching pajamas this year. Okay, there was a lot of things going on. And then we got a Lego kit. So unfortunately, they did not have the Lego kit that my partner wanted. Ari got, so we haven't gotten his yet because we're waiting for them to restock it. Once they restock it, then I've told him, like, we have to get it for you. So Ari got a Simba one. It was one that she had seen, like, at the store, and she had said that she really wanted it, so she got that one, and it's just a little Simba, and he's got, like, a little leaf plate of, like, grub, like, bugs. Okay, you've seen The Lion King, I know y'all have. And so she got that, and then I got the Suki car from Too Fast, Too Furious. Again, I'll try to remember to, like, insert some pictures so you can see them, like, all finished. But my favorite character in Too Fast, Too Furious is Suki. And my other favorite character is Letty, but I don't think you can get Letty's car. I didn't see it. I saw, like, Brian's car. They have, like, Dom's car. But I don't think you can actually get Letty's car. But I saw that they had Suki's car, and I was like, I have to have this. Like, I want to build this. Now, I've never been a Lego person. This car is actually the first, which I did post some pictures on my Instagram, like, when I was building it. I may go over and, like, post a picture of it completed on my Instagram. It only took me about an hour to, like, put it together. It's not, like, a huge thing. I guess I could show you the car because she's, like, right here. But this is, hopefully you can see it. I'll put it here. So this is what the car looks like completely done. And there's, like, a wrench there. Okay, so these characters all come with, like, this little wrench as well that they can hold, like, in their hand. But this is the car, and it has, like, the Barbie face on the side, or on both sides, and then I think you can switch out the wheel covers, like the tire covers, if you want, because it came with 4 other ones. But yeah, I put this completely together, and it took me, like I said, about an hour. Using on the camera. To put it together. Nothing, like, opens, like the car doors and stuff don't open. But she sits down inside the car. I don't know. I thought it turned out really good. And I was really proud of myself for, and you could put, like, another person in the other side if you wanted to, I guess. But that was the one that I built, and I have already been looking at other Lego kits that I want to order. They have an entire, collection of Wicked kits, and I really want the Wicked kits, like, really want them. So I'm really excited for those. Like, there's like basically the whole Wicked and Wicked for Good movie. Like, you can make scenes from both movies, and I'm really excited for those. Like, I really want to buy those. I think to buy the entire collection of Wicked stuff, it's like $600. And so in 2026, I'm going to just save up, and I'm just going to buy all of them because I love Wicked. Let me think. What else? Is there anything else life-wise? to finish up? I'm trying to think. I don't think there's really much else life update wise. Like, we're just kind of hanging out. The end of the year is always such a weird, is always so weird for me because, yeah, the end of the year, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I feel like that week between Christmas and New Year's, there's just nothing happening. Like, not that there's nothing happening because I am working again, obviously, but it's like nothing. I don't know what day it is. I don't know anything. Like, I didn't set up my planner for the week. I probably should. I probably will. I'm probably going to just go and do some, like, memory style planning. Like, just put in, like, what I actually got accomplished on each day. But I feel like this week between Christmas and New Year is just such a blur. So, yeah, that's that. But let's talk about diamond painting stuff. I'm afraid that this video is going to be well over an hour because I kept having to pause, but that's okay. So, diamond painting. I am trying to finish up this diamond painting, which is Christmas Candy Shop. I want to finish up my my little mini kits because I want to get those done. I have another set of minis that once I get I'm trying to think. What was I saying? Oh, I'm going to be getting some the Art Dot storage, which is bottle storage, but Art Dot goes up to 240 bottles of storage. I'm going to get the 120 bottle storage, because there is an Etsy shop that I want to try that does mini diamond paintings, but hers have like over 100 colors in them, and I love using minis as travel canvases. They're easy to take on a plane. What was I saying? It's easy for me to take those traveling with me, so if I go to like visit a friend or a book convention or something, then I can pack those with me and it's easy enough to take them with me. You can work on them. I've worked on minis like on planes. I've worked on them on buses. They're just really easy to work on if you're wanting to have something to do. And so that way I always have diamond paintings to do if I want them, but I'm not one to pack like a big canvas to go somewhere. So having the option for the minis is always fun, but I'm going to give Ari my old storage, like the storage that the bottle storage I currently have. It's only a 60 count. And I think she will utilize it just fine because she doesn't have any kits that have more than 60 colors in them. I said this earlier, I think, in the video, but I am going to be ordering a couple of Diamond Art Club paintings. Originally for Pink and Black, I had a different kit in mind. It was a Hannah Lynn from Dreamer Designs, but I do not actually know how their overseas collection works or how long it takes to ship. So my partner came to me and was like, hey, this is when we're going to order. And I was like, oh, that's not, I don't know, like, what if I don't get the kits in time from Dreamer Designs? I don't have, like, another, like, backup plan. So he suggested reordering, oh, come on, from
Diamond Art Club again, because I can guarantee that those will get to me in time. And then what I can do is, after I have ordered from Diamond Art Club, then the next order I do can be Dreamer Designs. So that's what I'm going to do. So I will be ordering the 4 Dreamer Design kits that I picked out. I will be ordering those in February or March, depending on the next time I do a diamond painting order. But for now, I'm going to order from Diamond Art Club. Just because I know that it will take like 3 to 5 days for my Diamond Art Club order to get to me, and then I know that I can start. I won't have my kit to start when they do the launch on the 1st, which is okay, because I'll probably still be working on Christmas Candy Shop, but I will tune into the thing that they're doing on Thursday for kickoff. I will hang out with them for that. And then I did already fill out like the Google form. So if you are wanting to do the Pink and Black event, you need to go fill out the Google form, and it has to be filled out by January 5th. I did it as soon as they dropped it, but you need to go fill that out, and then you can, if you want to be eligible, I think it's eligibility for prizes is why they need you to fill out the Google form. So I did that already, and am happy I did. But yeah, so that's kind of it diamond painting wise. Like, I have not decided, so I guess y'all can tell me in the comments if you want this video. I've seen a lot of people doing like the all my finishes in 2025, this was the wrong color, 2025 videos, and I don't know if I'm going to do that. I have one kit that I completed in 2025 that has to be shipped out because it is a gift for somebody. So I could film that, but then it wouldn't go up until after she receives that painting. I actually even did a post review for that painting, but it hasn't gone up because she doesn't have the painting yet, and I want her to see it before it just like goes out into the internet. I actually didn't even post it anywhere online as a finish. I marked it on like Gems Flow and stuff as a finish, but I didn't post it anywhere as a finish. But yeah, so I could do that video. I just don't know if anyone cares to see that video. I didn't have a ton of finishes in 2025. I think I might have had, I guess I could look on my Gems Flow really quick and tell you. Let's see. Gems Flow. I'm trying to find another color. Here it is. Okay, I know you can like edit these. So we'll do 2025 started after start after January of 2025, and we'll see what I have. So I completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I completed 8 diamond paintings. One of them is not in here, which is the Christmas dog that I did as my Jingle Drills kit. Which reminds me, I think I have to still put that in for prizes, and I only have till tomorrow, so I'll do that today. But yeah, my Jingle Drills kit is the only one that's not in here, which is the From Santa. It was a little dog in the stocking. So I actually completed more than I thought. I completed 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so if I get this one done by the end of the year, then I will have completed, no, I would have completed 8, because I completed the low-key one as well, but I'm not showing that one online until Brianna gets it. So, and it's not, for some reason, it's not in my completed. I don't know why that is. So I have 5 showing in my completed, but I have 3 more if this one gets done by tomorrow. I'll have at least 7 finishes for the year, which I don't think is bad. It is less finishes than I've had previous years, but I did take about a 6-month hiatus from diamond painting, mostly because I kind of hit a diamond painting slump in 2025, towards the end of 2024 into 2025, because I didn't really have a good space in my house to diamond paint. I was diamond painting like at my kitchen table downstairs. The issue was that it felt very cluttered, because while people weren't putting anything on top of my diamond paintings themselves, I was in a very small space on the table. And so because of that, but I was in such a small space at the table that it didn't bring me joy to diamond paint. And so I took a pretty extensive hiatus. It's only been in since the middle of the year that I really picked diamond painting back up. It took me 6 months just to complete a like a 13 by 13, I think it was 13 by 13 inch diamond painting, which was one of the HP diamond paintings that I was working on. It took me like 6 months to complete. What was it that I completed? The tiny, what one was that? Tiny Dobby, I think. And then I thought that I still had to do Tiny Dumbledore, but he was finished, and was just sitting in his box. Like, I took him out of his box and he was finished, and I was like, oh, I never marked this. So I had to go back and see, like, when I had finished that one, and then I finished Tiny Draco as well. So I had finished out, that series of paintings because they'd been sitting for quite some time and I just wanted to get them done. So that whole series of paintings got completed. So I did finish 7 paintings this year. Which I am proud of. I hope to finish more than that in 2026, just because I think I have gotten back into the flow of diamond painting. I do other hobbies as well, but diamond painting tends to be the one that I gravitate toward when I'm just like listening to an audiobook or watching TV. Like, I use diamond painting because it's kind of mindless. Like, I don't have to think too hard to diamond paint, and so I can listen to a book or listen to a podcast and diamond paint. Okay, I know this is going to be over an hour. This is probably going to be like the longest whip and chat known to man. Let me think. Is there anything else diamond painting wise that I want to share? I don't think so. I've shared my goals already. There is a goals part 2 video where we did a whip and chat style video. I mean, it is a whip and chat. It was that week's whip and chat where I talk about my personal and diamond painting goals. So if you really want like an extensive thing on the goals, they are on my channel if you want to watch that. I'd actually appreciate it if you did watch it. Oops. Just simply because that was the easiest way to share them. My biggest goal for 2026 when it comes to diamond painting is to grow my stash. That is my biggest goal. I really would like to get my stash back up to where I have enough diamond paintings in my stash that I can kind of shop my stash, but I don't want to have so many that I feel like I'm never going to get them completed. And I've worked through my original stash at this point, so I'm really proud of myself for that. I only have the Santa Claus one and the Batman one. The other one that I have is on an indefinite hold, so I don't know if that one will get worked on or when it will get worked on. But I really only have 2 left from my original stash, like from 2023 to 2024, that are not done. And so 2026 is kind of about replenishing my stash. And I'm very diligent about the diamond paintings that I purchase. I do not tend to purchase based off FOMO. I do not tend to just purchase a diamond painting to purchase a diamond painting. I've never really done diamond painting that way. I've always gone into diamond painting only purchasing ones that I know I'm going to want to work on. So even if I buy like a Christmas diamond painting in July, even if I know I'm not going to work on it in July, I know I'll get to it eventually. But I don't pick diamond paintings that I think might not age well. I hope that makes sense. So if I see a diamond painting, I usually will sit on it for a little while before ordering it. And actually, there's no exception to this, because even the 2 that I'm about to order from Diamond Art Club, one of them I have actually had in my wish list since it was released, which I think was a couple of months ago. And I'm actually so excited to work on this kit for Pink and Black. And it's not necessarily a kit that I would have thought to want to work on. Sorry, y'all. It's not necessarily a kit that I would have thought that I would have wanted to work on to begin with. I actually put it in my wish list because it was a kit that I thought when it was completed, Ari would really like it. And so I could frame it and I could put it up for Ari. But I'm actually super excited to work on it. It's a really cute kit. And then the other one, I'm not going to tell you what that one is. That one's going to be a surprise. But I will tell you what the other one is. The other one that I found is a strawberry shortcake kit, and I love strawberry shortcake. I grew up watching strawberry shortcake. My sisters and I watched like the kind of reboot remake of strawberry shortcake in like the late 90s, early 2000s as well. And I love all things strawberry shortcake. So there was a Christmas kit that I had wanted to get this year. If they still have it when I'm able to do another order, I probably will grab it and work on it next Christmas. That one was a square kit. Actually, this other strawberry shortcake one that I'm ordering here in a week or so is also a square, and I don't mind a square. I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, I've kind of figured out how to do squares where they don't annoy me. I just know that I may also need to have a round kit to fall back on, just to give myself some sanity. But they're not huge. The strawberry shortcake kits are not huge, but I just love strawberry shortcake. And I've gotten my wish lists sectioned out at this point, so they are like, I actually have them into categories, so they're easy enough for me to go, like if I say, oh, I really want to order a strawberry shortcake kit this month, like I have a strawberry shortcake folder, like that's how I have things. I have a Disney folder, I have a dragons folder, I have a fairies folder. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue on our journey of diamond painting. Let's talk about books. I am going to be finishing Dungeon Crawler Carl either today or tomorrow. I'm hoping today. I don't have very much of it left. I don't have too much of Dungeon Crawler Carl left. It is fine. I am enjoying it, but I don't know that the book should be as hyped as it is. I feel like it's kind of an overhyped book. We'll see how I feel, because I am going to continue the series. I am liking it enough for that. If I had to rate it right now, I'd probably give it like a 4-star, because it is fun. I would suggest listening to the audiobook just because I think that the audiobook adds to the book, like to the story with all the characters and stuff. But I mean, it's fine. I'm not hating it by any means. And then I need to start Business Casual. This is for a vlog, but it's also just a book that Brittany's been screaming from the mountaintops for me to read for like the last few years. It's the last book in the Love Light Farm series by B.K. Borison, and I'm pretty excited for it. I loved the rest of the series, and then this one is Brittany's favorite one. So I'm hoping that I love it as much as Brittany. I'm trying to think. I finished Spiral. I really liked that one. I finished, I'm not going to talk about Spiral here though because it's going to be in a vlog. I finished The Perfect Marriage. I really liked that. I gave that one 4.5 stars. I didn't like it as much as, or I'm sorry, The Perfect Divorce. I didn't like it as much as The Perfect Marriage, but I thought it was still good. I really am going to probably be reading Geneva Rose's Backlist in 2025 or 2026. That's kind of my, I don't know, one of my authors that I really want to read their backlist. I have a few that I've put into my reading journal as like my authors, into my authors library section of my reading journal. I love that section. Because as I find authors I love, I just put all their backlist stuff. I would love to read the rest of Lauren Asher's backlist in 2026. I would love to read the rest of Emily Rath's backlist in 2026. So there are Emily McIntyre's as well. Like there are a few authors that are in my authors library that I just have all of their backlists listed, just so that I can go in and there's like a spot underneath each book to put like the date that you finished it. So I've done that as well because I've read a lot of like Emily Henry. I've read a lot of her, but I haven't read all of her backlist either because I know she's written some YA as well. So I'm really excited to, I don't know, I think 2026 might be the year of series, but also reading authors' backlists because I've really, I think, figured out what authors I love and everything, but I'll also be trying new authors, of course. I do that every year, and I read diversely all year, so yeah. Oh, I also started Honey Witch, which I did not realize was gay, so that was a wonderful surprise because we love a gay book, and I started that, and I am enjoying that one. I started the ebook. I do have the audiobook, but currently I'm listening to 2 different audiobooks because I'm listening to Sherry Frankie's book, The House of My Mother. And then also, well, actually I'm listening to 3 audiobooks because Dungeon Crawler Carl I'm doing as audio. Business Casual I'm going to be doing as audio. And then The House of My Mother I'm doing as audio because I am reading the winners for Goodreads Choice Awards. So, which I've never done before. Like I have. Like I've read them before, but I've never done a video. So it's going to be really interesting. Hopefully I like most of the books. There is one book that won that I am not going to read, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to just switch out a book that I think should have won for that category, or if I'm just not going to read the category at all. I don't necessarily want to skip the category at all because of what the category is, and I think that there was a book in that category that I had hoped would win, just based off the synopsis, so I may just read that book instead. Because I'm not, I don't know. The book that won, I don't really want to read, if I'm honest. So, but I think that is about all that I have. This was a very long a very long WIP and chat. But this was our last one for the year, so I feel like it's okay that it was a little bit longer. I am not going to cry on this, but I just want to say in this last video, because this is my last video of 2025, so I feel like this is the best place to put this. Thank you so much for being here for another full year. And if you have only just joined recently, I'm so excited to have you here for next year. We really hit some milestones on my channel this year. I hit 1,000 subscribers, which is so fun. And I don't know, y'all, without you, like, I mean, I could have a channel without all of y'all, but it wouldn't be what it is, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, I could have a YouTube channel without the people watching, but it would just be me talking to a camera by myself. So it wouldn't be, you know, as fun. So I really just appreciate everyone that has grown with me. I know that some people left when I rebranded, and that's really okay. That is okay. Reading will always be part of this channel. I just don't read fast enough to keep up with the algorithm without making it so that I'm just burning out and I'm not remembering anything that I've read. And I don't want to approach books that way ever, but especially not for something that I'm supposed to be like putting a lot of effort into, and I'm doing this as like an outlet and everything. But I just really appreciate everyone that's been here, everyone that's joined Patreon and stuck with me through that. I think 2026 is going to be bigger and better when it comes to like Patreon memberships, the channel, like everything, just because I think that in rebranding into cozy content instead of books only, I've really found my stride, and I feel like I can share a little bit more. Being only a book creator sometimes made it feel like if I wasn't reading books fast enough, then I didn't have anything to share with y'all. And so then I felt like I can't make content without reading the books. And now, you know, we have a little bit more content that I can work with, and this just feels a bit more authentic to who I am, because I can be a little more personal on here. And I've seen other creators, Kara from Kara's Bookshelf, I think she did something similar where she rebranded from being only book content, and I think that that comes with growing. And it's okay, like she has said, it's okay if my content no longer resonates with you, because I have changed it a little bit. But just know that books will always be part of this channel. I will never stop reading books. And so because I will always be reading books, they will always be here. They just might not get talked about as, well, they won't be talked about as exclusively as they have been in the past, just because your girl is a slow reader, you know? But in 2025, I am going to utilize audiobooks even more, or in 2026, I'm sorry, I'm going to utilize audiobooks even more than I did in 2025. And we're going to see if maybe that helps with that. And I also am dedicating myself to writing actual reviews in 2026, even if I'm only doing it in my book journal. I think that will help me to retain the information in order to then share with y'all in book and coffee chats. I just felt like book and coffee chats kind of fell off this year because I was only finishing maybe one book a week, because I did a lot of eyeball reading on my Kindle in 2025. And I think I'll just do a nice mixture in 2026. I will do eyeball reading, of course. I love reading on my Kindle. But I will also do audiobooking. And I think that for books that are specifically for vlogs and stuff, audiobooks is where it's going to be at for me. Because I love using my Kindle as a way to read books that I just want to read. Not every book has to be for content. And while not every book has to be for content, probably every book will at least be talked about, even if it's only talked about in a coffee and book chat, because if you're new here, coffee and book chats usually go up on Mondays. We didn't have one this week because I only finished one book and I just didn't have a lot to talk about, so it felt weird to make one, but they will come back on the 5th of January. And I just sit and talk to you about what I read and everything. So even if they don't have a dedicated, they're kind of like a weekly wrap up. That's kind of how I look at my coffee and book chats, but they're specifically only for books. I don't talk about diamond paintings or anything there. That's what the WIP chats are for. WIP chats are more of like a life update where I can talk about everything all at once. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, but I'm going to leave you here. We got most of this section completed. I just have up here to like just right in here to finish. So we got his whole head done, which it looks really nice now that it's done. So thank you for being here for another week, and I will see y'all very soon somewhere else on the internet. Bye!